Hey there, athletes. Coach John Ferry here from Team Wilpers, welcoming you to our Week 5 athlete briefing for the Holiday Run Challenge 2024. Hope everyone is having a very nice Week 4 and enjoying a little bit of the reduction in intensity and volume here, sort of the calm before the storm, which is our final 2 weeks of the challenge here. Before we jump into Week 5, a little bit of housekeeping here that I wanted to remind everyone that the sign-ups are now open for our 2025 run challenges to start the year. Pretty soon we're going to actually put out the dates of the entirety of the 2025 challenge program, as well as some of the bridge programs that are going to kind of be the go-betweens on those challenges as well. So keep an eye out for that total 2025 challenge date. Should be coming to our website. We'll certainly link to it on the Facebook page here in the weeks to follow. But 2025 run challenges are open, and the half marathon program will start January 6th. And for those that want to add the strength component along to that, which I would strongly recommend, you now sign up for that separately in the strength challenge section of the website. So those challenges will run simultaneously, will complement each other, but you need to sign up for them separately. Winter Runs Challenge, which is going to focus on a little bit of our shorter distance speed here. It's going to start January 13th, and similarly, the strength challenge can be tacked on to your programming in the strength section of our challenge portal. So make sure, get in there, go ahead and get signed up and committed for your run challenges starting at the top of 2025. For both challenges in the strength component, a question that came up a couple times is there is kind of an outdated strength assessment associated with that website. You can ignore that for both of these strength challenges. These strength challenges do not use that strength assessment, so feel free to ignore that section, and we'll at some point update it for a slightly different assessment in the future. Let's jump into Week 5 here. Week 5, run number 1, we're back to our VO2 max interval runs here. So we've got our 15-minute warm-up inclusive of striders. You know, we've always had those striders there, but I thought it was worth bringing up why the striders, why do we include them in general, and they help your body get ready to take on a harder and heavier strain that's coming. So really, the higher the intensity of the workout, the longer and more in-depth you want the warm-up to be. So as we come into this week in particular, which is definitely the pinnacle of our kind of training stress in this challenge, you want to make sure you're really preparing your body well to handle the workout. So make sure to take a nice long warm up, really kind of take full focus into the striders so that you're prepared for the main set of the workout. So that main set of the workout are going to be the 2x2 at VO2 max plus 3 minutes. So we're starting to get into some kind of meaty intervals, if you will, here at VO2 max. Certainly, especially by the time the 3-minute interval is really rounded out, heart should be, pounding pretty well at that point. I call it a huffy puffy pace, if you will. So when you think about RPE and conversational pace and maybe threshold pace being a few words, really this VO2 max pace is no words. It's just doing as best you can to breathe, maintain running, and really kind of resonating with your effort. So this pace, this VO2 max pace, especially as we start to get into these longer intervals, keep in mind that this should be something that's very, very similar to maybe your 20-minute distance test pace, this kind of effort. So this is a really good kind of time to start kind of honing in on what that feels like, what it might look like as we're about 2 weeks out from our next 20-minute distance test here. And while it's getting tough, do keep in mind that it's a pace you can probably hold for around 20 minutes. So 2 minutes with a break, 3 minutes with a break, you're gonna be just fine, you got it. Run number 2. 3 by 7 minutes at threshold, 2-minute recoveries. So always bring back with threshold, long periods of rest, long periods of work, short periods of recovery. And this is what we're finally really getting to here. So in this particular workout here in Week 5, I would say we've kind of fully graduated into the big girl version of these threshold workouts. Anytime you start to get up above 20 minutes of threshold in an individual session, it's a pretty solid set. Just keep in mind that, as these threshold workouts advance, not here in this challenge, but just in general, recommendations go up to 40 minutes of total time of threshold in a workout. So we're kind of coming into the big girl version of these workouts here with this 3x7 set. I'm looking forward to it. Do keep in mind that this is still very much an endurance pace, an endurance race pace. So if it is pushing you to your literal brink, that is too much. It's not the desired target of the workout. So there are some really easy modifications you can do. And the best modification is just to try to drop it to half marathon pace first. Still incredibly high percentage of threshold, so you're going to get really the full benefit of the workout and hopefully feel a little bit more achievable. And if that's still too much, you can drop it down to marathon pace. These are both still sub-threshold race paces that are working on threshold, are pushing that threshold, but are going to hopefully feel a little bit more manageable. So if the actual threshold pace is just feeling like overwhelming, just knock it down a little bit. You're still getting a huge benefit out of that workout, and potentially even a better benefit out of that workout if the RPE is starting to line up there. And finally, of course, we end with our long run, which is just progressing a little bit as we go naturally, trying to really get up above an hour for that long run. I think it's a great thing to do for all runners that feel up for it, to keep at least a 60-minute run on the schedule, maybe 75-minute run on their week. It's certainly a good place to go. It leaves you a lot of options in terms of pivoting for different race distances in the future. So we'll finish that one out nice and easy. Otherwise, I don't have any questions this week. No questions. So I assume everyone understands the assignment. Marching orders are clear, and we're going to go crush week 5. Well, with that, I will leave you to your Friday evening. Thanks so much for being here. Can't wait to see you for the conclusion of our challenge in week 6. Have a great one.